Well, I know that you guys have been busy at West Coast trial lawyers with this next case because a lien has been filed on Kanye West's Malibu home nearly 1 month, after the property went up for sale. Attorney Ron, who has been on the show before as well, Ron Zambrano, has filed the lien against the rapper in an effort to ensure his client, Tony Saxon, gets the payment that Kanye owes him. So he filed a lawsuit against Kanye in September, accusing him of disability discrimination, multiple labor code violations, unpaid wages, and wrongful termination. Now, he worked as a contractor and live-in caretaker for Kanye's home. In the lawsuit, he claimed that he was forced to work 16 hours a day and sleep on the floor near open insulation. He alleged that Kanye owed him more than $1 million in unpaid wages. He also claimed that he was terminated after he refused to rip out the house's electrical system and replace it with large generators, which he believed would have been a fire hazard. Kanye has denied the allegations by asking the court to throw out the claims, according to the documents that were filed in November. Now, Kanye is also being sued for assault and battery over an alleged 2022 incident that left a man disfigured. So per court documents obtained by TMZ, a man is claiming that he punched him repeatedly after he asked the rapper for an autograph. The alleged victim claimed that on January 13th of 2022, he was waiting outside a hotel to get his autograph when he told him to get the F out before he beats him the F up. The alleged victim is now seeking an unspecified amount of damages to cover the medical bills due to his alleged disfigurement. Let's start with the sale of the home. So can this sale of the home not happen without your client being paid?
So if a buyer comes and they enter escrow, all the liens on the home have to be resolved before Kanye is paid. So one of the liens might be a mortgage, for instance. Another would be our mechanics lien, our contractor's lien that our client, Tony Saxon, has on the home. So this is something that would have to be paid out, just like any other lien, before Kanye receives any proceeds from the sale of that Malibu mansion.
Got it. So is it Kanye to pay? They're waiting for Kanye to pay your client, or would the potential buyer even have to pay the client?
Well, the buyer is going to put the money in escrow. And before, Kanye can get anything out of escrow, all those liens have to be resolved. So, the most typical example is a bank, right? If you have a mortgage on your home and you sell your home, you have to pay the bank first before you can pocket anything. So just like a mortgage or any other lien on property, our client Tony is going to have to be paid before Kanye is. So this is a way for him to, protect himself and the work that he put into this home.
Right. I'm sure it probably took a while for it to get to this point. Was this something that was going back and forth between your client and Kanye for quite some time, and this is kind of like the last resort at this point?
It was, and obviously each case is different. We're going to talk about the autograph seeker case, but that's a case that really took 2 years to file, shortly before the California statute of limitations. But usually before someone calls me or Ron or one of the lawyers at West Coast trial lawyers, there's usually a demand that's made, and those demands are ignored. This is someone, Tony, who had a relationship with Kanye, was working very closely with them in this house that Kanye at the time I wanted to live in and make all these changes to. So obviously when he was complaining, Tony being, about the unsafe working conditions and some medical issues that he was experiencing, and Kanye decided to terminate him, that's something that is unlawful under California law. So you have the wrongful termination claim, but you also have all these back wages that are owed as well. So when the demand is made and it's ignored, that's usually when people call the lawyer, and we're called in this case.
Definitely. Well, hopefully Tony gets what he deserves to get soon. But Kanye also has this mess of this other alleged assault case as well, and this person is saying that they were disfigured because of what went down with Kanye. So what do we think is going to be the outcome of this case as well? He's seeking unspecified damages too, so it seems like Kanye has found himself in a whole heap of a mess once again.
It hasn't been a good week for Kanye West. And, with this newest case, it's actually a little bit of an older case. Just my guess, it was filed shortly before California's 2-year statute of limitations. So my assumption is maybe there was some negotiation going on behind the scenes and those negotiations fell apart. That's why a lawsuit was filed. We saw this with Diddy, of course, and some other celebrities where lawsuits were filed right before the statute of limitations. So maybe this one can still be resolved. I don't know. But the fact that it took so long to file leads me to believe that there was probably a demand and some negotiations that were taking place behind the scenes.